not gonna volume it.
Look at all this stuff. Look at all this stuff.
I'd say wear headphones so you can tell if audio is good, but
I was trying to hide this. I didn't realize we were going to be from this angle.
Actually, just talk to the camera.
I'm trying to. You can't see on the table yet, can you?
Yeah, you can see the table. You want to come here and look what you
No, but just underneath it.
Yeah, you can. Look. Oh, no, you can't see that. Like, look right now.
Oh, I just want that box to not be
You're
visible as of yet.
You're good. It's not. Somehow it's just not. You
That's great.
All right, let me check the audio. I'm just gonna shut the door.
This is the big reveal. This is our trusty clamp. Left the tape from the packaging. Scoop. Best way to pick up silicone carbide from the grip tape. We got a dirty table. Collectables. It's a day of collectables. I know everyone's all about them now. So we've pulled out all of our collectible products that we have here. I've even brought some from home. From the vault. My personal vault, not the Vault Pro Scooter Shop. We've also got decks hanging up that you can't see. What else could we pull down? I think that's everything.
Well, we're done.
We've got random stuff. Some stuff might not be all that cool, but it's just like, it's nice that I have it. Like, I've got Holy Grail products, and a lot of these are not Holy Grails for me, but it's just something I will not part with, because someday they might be. You know, like more mass-produced parts. I feel like when brands are more like garage operations, those are more coveted parts. So basically, like anything TSI will be coveted. A lot of the proto stuff versus some of the brands that are more mass-produced out of China, which is fine. To each their own. Those parts, it's like, not as collectible as of yet. But then again, there's some parts here that I know are mass-produced, and I'm kind of glad I have. Like this fasten fork. I'm kind of hyped on this, and most of these I got from Jeremy Lanfranchi. I think he was doing like reviews for maybe a French toast, and he lived with me for a while, and a lot of it he just couldn't take in his luggage back home to France, so he left him here. So Jeremy Lanfranchi gets the huge shout out for a lot of these interesting parts, especially the proto forks that I
You
got.
can just hear him.
But this fasten one, I don't know. I have no idea. This is not a SIG product. I don't even know if this is technically a good part. I never rode fasten products. No offense. Is fasten still around?
I don't know.
Sorry?
I think so.
Sorry if I offend you with that. It looks kind of cool though. Like it's already worn off, even though we haven't ridden it. But it's almost like RoboCopy. So I like this. We got it. Is this anything different? Like, okay, here's something interesting. We're gonna do fork first. This grit fork is threaded. I haven't seen a threaded fork since like razors. Look at that. But then we have this other one. No threads at all. I forgot that was a tie.
Same fork too, right? Only just black and green?
Yeah. They even, like, they don't have this integrated in. They just kind of, like, I mean, it is. They just hammered it down there, but it wasn't, like, a lot of these, it's not just, like, up in there, like this one, up at the Primo. That's, like, part of the thing. Sorry, I don't have the best technical terms with, like, welding. But that's interesting. Like, you can already see there was an era where it was like, do you do threaded or not? I can't believe this. I didn't even notice this until today. So we've done fast and whatnot. Oh my god.
Fasten and grit?
Yeah, fasten, grit. I should just, well, I could leave it out of the box for now.
Yeah, just put it on top.
I like having the boxes. They're almost as cool as having the product inside. Just
Yeah.
to see the branding. What is this? It even all right. That's cool. It says unthreaded. Now I don't know if you would see that on anything. It's like all unthreaded. 1-in-1 unthreaded cutout fork. Blazer Pro. That's what that logo is.
They're not in business no more, right?
Blazer Pro. No, I don't even know. Like I said, I didn't recognize this logo. It was on something else. It was on a clamp. And I was like, who is this? It's almost like a pre-ethic the wings.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, did you get the ethic wheel?
Yeah, I got you. It's in
What's up in there?
the office pile.
Yeah.
And then the non-office pile.
This one I actually really like. I remember this now. I love the blue on it.
It's a very
It's just kind of a cool painted fork. It's like blocky, nothing super steezy, but it just kind of looks retro. It's like 50s. You know, love the blue. Blazer. I don't know who they were associated with. Oh, you know what? This is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, this actually has Envy and Blunt. Australian owned and designed, made in China, manufactured by. You get a whole little breakdown here. And we just noticed setting it up that it's Jesse Ikita's SIG. So this I was hyped on, but now I'm really smitten off of this.
Did he give it to you though? Like he used to come to the house.
I honestly think most of these forks are that Jeremy Lanfranchi left when he was doing reviews for French Toast. So they would send him products.
Or Distance. Wasn't he also doing them for Distance?
I forget, dude.
Website or something?
Yeah, could have been.
French Toast, he already went back to France by the time that's going on.
Yeah.
And that was out at the apartment. I don't know.
He had gone back and then
came back
out here. I just know he couldn't take a lot of it back.
It was for a review. He was writing a review.
Yeah. And a lot of he left a few solid ones with me that I'm like, dude, are you sure? But then at the time, it's like having a grit fork threaded. Like, why the fuck would you take that back?
It was like he couldn't fit it all in a suitcase vibe.
Yeah. I mean, dude, you have like 4 of these. They're small, but like, look at that. Like, these are all bricks.
Yeah.
So that would be your whole luggage. Plus, again, like, really, do if you could bring one thing, it's gonna be the fasten fork. This is dope. Now, I don't know. It says it's inspired by Jesse Ikita. Interesting. Inspired. So does it even have like a signature on it? I'm stoked it's purple because of the Purple Eyes video. Like, oh yeah, look, that's just. Sorry if I'm shaky. I just had a bunch of cold brew coffee. No, I don't see any Jesse Ikita signature on here. So I honestly, I mean, my fork, I have it here. We could go to that.
Skip right ahead. Why don't you do some of the other urban arbors before you even get to yours?
Yeah. Or I could finish this. There's one more fork in here that I thought, like, oh, this is gonna be special. Like, look, it's in this. Like, this might be a prototype. Because I often forget the stuff that I have. It's been several years since I've gone through. So that one I thought, like, ooh, this is going to be real special, but I think it might not actually be that tight. IHC. Damn. Oh, yeah, one of these had, like, the thing where you used to have to get the star nut and hammer it up in there.
Yeah, we have. It's in the box, right? The actual star nut and thing.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I don't even need to regale with people with that, because I don't even remember all the different ones. IHC, HIC. Yeah, those are there. Blazer Pro. Not to be confused with Blazer Am.
The infamous Blazer Am.
Yeah. This one's dope.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty, like, just beefy. What the
But the
hell?
logo placement is pretty cool on it.
It's just like a solid thing of aluminum or something that they just CNC'd. Like, that's pretty fast.
Because the rest of these don't really have an engraved logo, correct?
No.
Right, that's the first one that has
they
like
dropped some money to make that.
Yeah.
But, oh my God, that's so bulky.
heavy
Flavor,
duty.
are they around?
I think they are.
Sorry, guys.
I think they are.
Where
I
were they
think-
based out of?
I don't know. And I want to say Australia.
Yeah.
I know Nathan rode for him. He'd have answers on that, but I don't really know.
Confusing. I
Yeah.
mean, the fact that, like, you could see right
They
here,
had some more at the
things
end.
were just so confusing if you weren't really keeping up on it.
Wasn't this the whole 2-team and international issue? That's why they did it. It was like they couldn't get the name Envy or something in one of the countries, so they went with Blunt in that country or something.
Oh, you might be right. At first, I think the rumor was that it was like Blunt was like offensive, and like Australia, the weed thing didn't. didn't play well there, so they had to do something that was more kid-friendly, but I don't know if that's actually the truth. That might have just been a rumor. And that it was a naming thing. Because I forget which came first.
I thought it was Envy.
I thought it was Blunt.
Hmm.
But I could be wrong, because it makes sense, because, like, Blunt is, like, a scooter trick.
But now it's just Envy, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comment below. Let us know.
I didn't realize ever that they put both side by side. That was super confusing.
Yeah.
What else? We got a bunch of urban art forks here. Or what is this one, actually?
That's urban art.
No, this is Fasten.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
it
dang.
says Fasten. Unless it's just a Fasten sticker.
No, you're right. You're right.
So this is one.
It does look like it's just a sticker, though, no?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. It's just... Also, like, this is the Neochrome. This is when everything was Neochrome. Oh, yeah. You can even see it's just peeling at the top.
Hold on. We have a comment, and I can now see it. Blunt was already a brand in Australia. Fats. What does it say? There's Fats. What does it say? Blunt was already a brand in Australia, so they had to change the name.
It wasn't a marijuana thing. Okay, good. Well, I thought like with Purple Eyes too. The videos like, oh, is that like a play on like?
That was a Blunt video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Purple Eyes. So I thought, and at the time, like everyone was like trying to be like cool and have like smoking footage and clips. So I thought maybe that's why they went with Blunt. Because that branding was working out a lot. Even with Urban Art, when they had like weed paraphernalia on it, they said it sold pretty well. Hence the Rasta fork. That was trying to like get in on like that whole like smoking's cool. We're trying to be like adults.
They had bars too, right? That matched
they
it.
had a full. I think they had an entire.
Wait, Blunt was first, then they still go by that pretty much anywhere else but America. So I guess they're Blunt everywhere but here.
They're Envy here, or in Australia they're Envy because there's already a team.
I don't know. Let me read that comment again.
Blunt everywhere else but Australia.
Blunt was first. They still go by that pretty much everywhere except for America. That makes it seem like I thought it was the other way around. I thought they went Envy first. I like how I keep going back and just showing the chat on the phone too.
That's good.
And just Fat sitting there.
I don't think anyone cares about these just because not enough time has passed. They're still around. I think they're cool. It's like an interesting design. You don't really see that like represented anywhere else.
Yeah, like
But
old school bike looking.
It's bulky, and I even told him like I'm not a big fan of this just because if you're trying to do certain grinds, it really catches right there.
But that looks super BMX.
Yes,
like
I do.
Look over there at the BMX bike. Like it looks a lot more BMXy.
It just looks cool because it almost like the way it's designed. It looks like it's filled with air, like it's puffed up.
Oh yeah.
I think that's pretty cool design idea.
Yeah, like the other ones are so much. Even that. Oh, I guess that was the flavor that we thought was bulky looking. Or yeah, even the flavor is thinner looking.
No, this is.
Oh, that's Urban Art. My bad.
Urban Art also.
Is that your SIG?
No, this is the compressor. I think this is one of the just more original generic forks because, like, you know, they're trying to match that thing, which I think these actually work better. It's the only thing is this definitely catches. It's like all forks, and like it gets hard to unscrew stuff.
Right.
But yeah, none of these are all that special. They're just everyone's kind of mimicking each other. This, as hideous as these are, I like that they tried something different, but you could see they just went on the cheap. Like, oh, let's just weld some rectangle stuff and put in these, like, gusset things.
I was about to say, it's a lot of welding.
So this is a hideous thing, and it weighs so much, but I'm glad I have it because it's so hideous looking. Versus, like, this is just generic. Like, none of it stands out. It's not good nor bad. It's just a whatever fork. You know, these, I actually like this more than this, practically speaking, but I just love how these look. And then I've got my fork, which is just a brick of a fork as well. I honestly didn't have a whole lot of input. I just took the logo, which my brother had designed and gotten tattooed, and was like, hey man, can I just use that logo?
What year?
Ooh, this is probably 2017, 2018.
That's the logo right there that Austin has on tattooed.
Yeah, and it's part of our like family crest. We had our
Turn a little bit to the light.
Yeah, it's supposed to mimic this kiln, not really a castle.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a heritage thing, but I don't even know. Like it says Smithport. That ain't my signature. I don't know what the heck that is. So that is not me. I didn't even know this came in other colors. I
Right.
just saw online the other day that they have it in like green and red and silver. Like, damn, I want to get my hands on that. So if anyone has one...
You got a Phoenix wedge fork? Chat, not me.
No, I don't think I have any. We have one Phoenix product here.
Yeah.
Well, Dex.
Yeah, we'll get to Dex. We'll get to Dex. They're getting, you know, the chat. They're getting premature over here.
But my take on this is they just needed something easy that's kind of bulky and mass produced and just like they wanted to give me a SIG product for like a fork, and I was like, all right, I'll do this. But honestly, I didn't have any input on this, and I'm not super stoked on the design.
It's your final signature product.
It's my last signature product, but I never did a video for it. Honestly, I didn't know it was out yet. To be completely honest, it just like showed up on shelves. So that's why I never did anything. I thought we were still prototyping it. And I gave input on like, oh, I think we could change this, that, and the other. And then it just kind of came out. And then there were all these colors. And they threw on like a random signature. I mean, I'm not bitter about it. It's whatever.
Yeah.
But that's the Smith fork. It was not designed for like Smiths to be better. Maybe I tried to say that, but that's not true.
Sounds like something you would have said in a hella good product.
But like these are so bulky, like that wouldn't be conducive to a good Smith grind. I'd say more something like this, just a little thinner.
Or even this hideous color
even
one.
this horrible fasten neochrome, gross. But I don't believe. Honestly, I thought the neochrome was super tight when I first saw it. But then, like everyone, it got played out so fast. And then we have this Aztec fork, which I don't know where this came from.
One of the boys must have left at the house or something.
Yeah, because this isn't that like old to where it's like, oh, this is a cool collectible.
And I don't think that was out when I don't think Aztec existed when Jer lived with us.
No, we somehow got this more recently.
Someone left that at the apartment.
Yeah, someone left that here. It could be another traveler.
Hey, guess who's live with us right now?
Coops.
Toy.
Oh, what? He might like some of these.
Toy, there's a few things that might pop up in here for you.
Let's stay on forks. Oh, here's just another one of mine that I
Can we keep that one of these at the office, maybe? Or one of these was here?
These have all been at the office.
Oh, can I put one of those up on display?
I have one of these at my house.
Okay.
That's why I'm kind of bummed is like, I thought, oh, I stocked up. I got a good amount of my forks, some I could ride and keep. Then I see they got all these other colors.
But I'm going to keep one of those out for the display in the office.
Yeah.
So let's keep one of those out.
That's legit.
Yeah.
I like this little thing. I should move these over.
Yeah.
Let's see. What other forks do we have? Some of these. Oh.
Oh, baby.
This one's big.
This one's got to stay on the shelf, too. This is a classy.
I feel really bad. You'll see an angle from here, and some of you are going to hate me. This is the Wieland, and I love that I got 75. It's just a nice round number.
The lighting on the stuff is weird because it's shiny. Oh, there we go. Yeah, turn it back that way. Yeah, right there.
Numbers. Now, here's where you're all going to hate me, which is let's look at what I've done to the top of this fork. And that is, I'm the worst at putting scooters together, and I have a bit of a rage, like a temper when I build stuff, that if something doesn't work, I just start smashing it to get it apart. And I knew this was a dope fork from the beginning, but I just didn't realize like how historically like valued this would be. So I hammered with an actual hammer instead of a rubber mallet to get it out. And you can see I've like messed up the threading and there's all these dents. It still works just fine. The thing is I'm never going to ride it again anyway. Like I value this fork that much that it's like practical. Like I don't give a shit. It's a little fucked up, but...
I think they reissued it, but without Tyler's name attached and called it something different.
The fork itself is like, okay, whatever. Like it's part of this bulky phase, you know, fork building. Even when I saw this, I'm like, oh, this is essentially just a tilt fork. Like, sorry, Tilt, they kind of copied you on this.
Oh, Urban Art did.
I mean, they never said that. I didn't hear much about anything about how this was developed, but when I first saw it, I was just like, wait a minute here. It's just they didn't want to spend as much to, like, get it all angled and CNC it out. They even have the same tone when you hammer them together. This one I almost want to wrap up again right away.
I'm still going here. Maybe refresh facts. Top corner. You know, like the... Here, Addy, one second. Let me see. If he does that, just maybe try this.
Oh, there. Refresh, yes.
And then see what... Maybe, yeah.
Okay, for sure.
If it does it again, Fats, let me know, though. That is a good point.
See, all forks, they have different pitches. You hear that one, and then you've got Wielands. And this one sounds just like
that's... All right.
All right, we're done with that.
Yeah, that's enough
Well,
of
let's
that.
do one more test. The
All right.
Aztec. Oh, this has a thing. It won't resonate. Dang.
That's a highlight right there, dude.
That's why you drop
That's
test.
the highlight right
You
there.
gotta do individual drop tests for different parts. So with forks, you gotta test their tune. Oh, that's a B flat. Don't want that. Fucking crazy. Okay. What else do we got here? Oh wow, yes. This was given to us by Casey Corning in the flesh in Oakland, and it is a TSI.
Different thicknesses of aluminum give different types of noises. Josh Toy.
Oh.
There you go.
Nice. See, Josh, no, he's way more advanced on this stuff than I am.
He'll be
this
filling
is
us in.
Another hideous-looking item, but that's why I love it. It's like a combination of this ridiculousness mixed with this ridiculousness. But it's also just, it's beautiful because it's TSI, and I know that it's not just some mass-produced thing. Or maybe it is.
Well, mass produced by them.
Well, as far as, like, I know they mentioned something about, like, some bad forks for me, but this is well before that.
I think that was made in-house.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and, like, do the little sticker right here, the little chromoly, 4130, and then the little TSI logo. So, yeah, this is... And it came from Casey Corning.
The legend.
The legend. And I think, well, Matt Tom was also in town with us. It might have been a separate trip.
I think that was a separate trip, but yeah.
Well, we'll leave this out, actually.
Yeah.
I should throw this stuff on the ground for now. Just clean it up a little bit. Boom! Now, what fork is this? Let me get a pre-peek. Oh, wow. This is the Nathan fork.
Ah.
Which itself, like, it's cool to have it because it's the Flamongo.
Yep.
Well, it's the Flamongo, too. I didn't realize that they're numbered. And he stayed with us for a while and just wrote a little thank you note. Hello, grip of myself. Much love.
What's funny is I have a Nathan fork in the office. Oh, wow. You know what I didn't realize, Addy? I have the black Nathan fork.
Oh, wow. I have his deck, too. I didn't bring it, but he left... Another thing, that's why it's great to have international travelers stay with you. They don't want to take a lot of stuff back. So he gave us his whole bar and deck setup. And I think I took the fork off just to make it easier. That's the 2. Wow, we need the 1.
I think that fork there, the one I just put out, is the one he was riding that he, like, left inside of his scooter.
Yeah.
That he left in our apartment.
Yeah, and I just took it off to make it so the scooter, it was easier to, like, lay it flat or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
We might have another fork. We might have 3 Nathan forks.
That he actually rode, too. I know he rode these 2.
I just love that one's, like, personalized, but we both have the logo. But here, you can't see the native logo.
And that was, like, early native, too, like, when they first came out.
Yeah. This is a PSA 5. It's all scraped up. Oh, these are my favorite 2 forks that we've got left. I mean, she could already see, so I might as well reveal this, even though I would do it second. Ooh, it's getting a little rust. This is where I'm like, Jer, are you sure you want to leave these here? I actually had this fork, I believe, in green.
Yeah.
And I think it was one where I had to destroy it because it got stuck with the IHC or whatever the hell star nut. So I had to cut it. And at the time, it was like, whatever. God, I wish I kept that fork. But this is just a beautiful Proto Senior V2, I want to say is what these are. And, I mean, at the time, you could see why forks look like how they did. You know, it's kind of the same idea. It's just, like, cut out all these little parts and weld them together. You know, who's biting who, I don't know. I'm sure they're definitely copying this.
Yeah, I want to say Andrew was first, right?
Yeah.
Someone in chat. Josh, you're still there. Let us know.
You know, you could see where they just freaking slice that right through.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost not even, like, perfect. Like, you could see all the grooves where they just sliced this rod. This doesn't even have the
someone just said that's the sought-after fork in the collector's world.
That is. I would imagine of all the forks, this is like a Ford.
Yeah, Andrew had the prototype
GT.
before. Absolutely. Mr. Toy.
And I love that it's, I didn't know there was just like a regular gray and it's kind of got some sparkles in it.
Yeah.
So I had the one that was super colorful. I'm glad though that, yeah, if I could choose between the green or the gray to be pristine, it would be this one. Even though it looks a little plain, I just think it's super clean. And then the last one, oh, you know why I'm thinking green? I don't know if it was. It's because of this one.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not actually green. It's a very unique color. But this is the paperweight people used to call because it was just so heavy. But what was the name of this one? Someone's got to know. But this is my other prized fork. Never been ridden. Pristine. And what's great about this is, like you were saying earlier, this is one of the few forks where the logo is actually carved into the damn thing.
Same with this one, though. It has the logo on the top.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So it's like flavor and then proto.
Yeah. I just like the color of that one, too.
I love this because it reminds me, I even had last night, reminds me of like pasta wheels. Little pasta wheels, you know? Put a little sauce on there.
Retro fork, Josh said?
That's it. It's the retro fork. I even heard Broussard, I think, call this like the paperweight at like Extreme Wheels because it was like a best trick prize or something. Or maybe it was the woman who used to run Extreme Wheels. I forget her name. That called it that. Is that all the forks?
That's all the forks.
That's all
There's
the
a clamp.
forks worth mentioning.
That's all the forks that are worth mentioning that we had in the warehouse. There's some
Yeah.
more, but these are the more bizarre ones.
None of the clamps are that great. These are all stuff, again, left to us. But now that many years have passed, I appreciate them. So I think this is... I only think this is Apex because I have this empty box. I'm like, looks like it goes with it, but like no branding. SCS V3.
Striker fork. That's it.
What?
For this one. That's the Striker. I think the Proto.
But what was the one Josh said?
That's what Josh just corrected himself. He's like, no, I'm wrong. It's this
And
one.
what was the other one that he said? I forget what that one looked like.
No, we're not going to do any grip tape today. We'll do a separate episode where we just open the boxes up in the top corner grip tape.
That's one.
That's too long.
There's a lot.
That's a separate hour of stuff.
And curate all that because we have a ton of never before seen grip tape.
Stuff that we maybe don't even want to show necessarily. So we'd have to really go through.
It's not like bad. It's
yeah. That's not what I meant. You know what I mean.
Grip tape with like dead puppy imagery on it. I can't show you that.
He said the bars had the same name and he mixed them up, which means that the retro might have been the bars and these were the Striker.
Yeah, I feel like Striker fork makes more sense.
Yeah. Retro bars had the cut out. Yep.
Yeah. Well, they're proto.
Yep. Yeah. The two protos.
Yeah, so I'm sitting on those. I could see some rust building. Again, I'm never gonna ride them. That fork no one cares about, but it's interesting. I keep it because like it's just goofy, like just peak mass produce. Even though I'm looking at it and it's like, how is that done? That's actually kind of cool. You know, stuff that seems tacky. It's like the Phoenix grenade clamp. Everyone was like, this is just bulky, hideous, but now it's like a sought after clamp.
I wish we had that. Yeah, we don't have that.
I know.
So the one thing I wish we kind of had was the grenader.
Yeah, and that's the thing about collecting. Like everything, if you just knew at that time that people would want it, but it's usually like not practical stuff, and that's why it's collected because nobody wanted it because it made no sense.
We set this off to the side with the other one because that will be more about the decks.
This clamp also again, I don't know what the hell these. Oh, they must be flavor because it has the same style. So I'm guessing these are just random ass flavor clamps. You know, they all stole a lot of these are proto patented. I'm sure he never got paid out for that. Maybe in hindsight. But what's weird too is like, look at this. It's got like a similar.
Well, look,
this must be
that must be District.
But then why is there no logo?
Or done in the same factory.
Yeah, same factory but different logo, and they're like, oh, instead of this is a double light, so.
That's in the box though. That's kind of crazy, dude,
this
huh?
is cool. And what does it say? Free shim included. I was like, what's the SHIM? Damn, there's even a little sticker in there too.
Yeah, with the face, the old face one.
Whoa, what is? It's like thick. See, it's like poofy shiny.
Oh, it's one of them poofy stickers.
Whoa.
That's crazy, dude.
This is almost doper than the clamp is the poofy sticker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Warning. Freestyle scootering is dangerous. District takes no responsibility of any injuries sustained while riding District scooter parts.
Josh just wrote a whole thing about that. Yeah, it's all the same factory.
Yeah. Well,
So.
you got caught. All these years later.
Yeah, I was about to say
figured it out.
quite some years later, but we got you.
We got you. I'd say now. Oh, this is just a urban art for.
Clamp.
Yeah,
Clamp.
clamp. We don't need to talk.
You
about
probably rode that one.
Yeah.
Like, I assume
it's
this
all-
was actually a one ab
Their
road.
clamps were the worst. I think this is one of the few clamp them they started not snapping because this was so thin it would snap when you tightened your bars. I'm sorry for everyone who dealt with that, but not my fault.
Times have changed. Times have
This
changed.
is cool now. Okay, this was another clamp that I'm like, why do we have like? Let's just toss this. But it's a Phoenix clamp, so now at this point,
And that's the one Phoenix product we had, right?
yeah, I believe.
Other than the deck,
the
other than the
So
deck,
now
yeah.
I'm like, this is actually really badass. I like it. It's simple. It's cool. It works. Make sure you pay Proto. It's too late now. And now we've got headsets, right?
No,
These
the
clamps as well.
that's the headset right here. But
Oh yeah.
I think that's a clamp too. Yeah,
This says tilt.
it's a tilt.
Oh, it is tilt. I thought that was a Proto baby SCS. So yeah, that's a dope double purple. I don't know what the single purple is, but double purple tilt clamp. We're missing a bolt, but that's fine.
Someone, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if someone cracked that open and needed a bolt, and
Dude, it could have been.
they
me
literally
for all I
swooped
know.
at just the bolt.
Yeah, so now this is PSA 9 because it's missing a bolt, $5 less.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can just fake it, scam y'all into thinking it was an original bolt. Usain Bolt. All right, actually, we'll leave this out so you can see it. It's a really cool purple. It'll
Yeah.
go well with our purple blunt fork. And then this is another. Oh, this is a. See, what I hate is I don't want to open this up because the box is like going to be coveted. Save the planet, dude. Like that. That makes this a collectible box. But and the little cutout hole. Also, like, is there anything that's not valid anymore? No, that's all current.
Yeah.
This is dope. An orange, a rare orange product. Nobody buys orange. Other than when the Rivers came out eventually. Then
Also, Andrew.
Everyone had orange. Yeah, Andrew knows. He's holding it down for orange, unlike most of y'all. Everyone just does black. Damn, they even got the logo right there on the
Yeah.
flags.
Yeah. And Andrew puts time into all of his products, man. He ain't messing
You
around.
all owe this brand the money. You got away with not having to pay.
Is that one more? Or is that a headset?
This might be a headset. Again, urban art.
What's that then? What's that then? Before you do that,
Oh, this is yeah.
let's do that last
Here's
clamp.
what's interesting is there's like two urban arts. There's the current urban art, and then there's the original urban art. So I'm attached to the original, and because I was involved, a lot of it. I wasn't involved in the design, but it's like, oh, whatever. I had tons of those, but now I guess those are more rare, maybe because this is just a completely different company, like whoever's running it. So these parts, I don't know. Eventually, they may be sought after, but for me, they're just not as special because I was involved. It's like Hella Grip. I don't. Some of these sheets you might be stoked to have, but I'm like, I've got a bunch of them, so it's less special.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this clamp. This is again. I think I not covet, but cherish most of our proto products more than anything, and this one especially because it's more of an OG, and that's the Stedman fork.
Wait.
Right, is it Stedman fork?
Yeah, it's Stedman. Wait. I thought I had another one of those.
You might have one.
You're
up
tripping.
there. That's why I thought it was weird. I was like, wasn't this up on the shelf? Unless we racked it in the move. Because I know this was up on a shelf. and
Wasn't
we
that
racked it in a
at the
move.
apartment?
Yeah, it was sitting up on the shelf.
Wasn't that
here.
he wrote that? That was Alex.
No, this is Stedman's. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Alex.
What I know,
That's
this
the
is
cool thing about a lot of our stuff was it was written by the guy
Yeah.
who wrote it or whose part it was.
Game is getting rusty, and it's in good condition. I mean, luckily Stedman wasn't throwing it down like 30 stairs and scraping it all up. But this is.
Well, real quick too, while we're on it, I think. Oh. I want to grab that bottom one.
Oh yeah.
That we have that.
Right. You're right. This wheel.
Alex gave me that more recently. He gave me a pair of them because he had a bunch of extra ones at Arizona at his parents' house. And when he came back up to SF, he was like, "Oh, you boys want any of these?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, let me get a pair for the office." So
this is something
shout out
too
Alex.
that Proto you got to give credit to. Like their signature products, like this is collectible, and I love Jesse Ikeda. He's a homie, and I'm sure it's like me with urban art. He doesn't have as much say in it, but like nothing about this is signature. I don't look at this and go Jesse Ikeda. Like, obviously I don't think Stedman like Constellations, but like you could tell that's a SIG product and it's worth it. Like the only thing signature about this Jesse Ikeda thing, it's more the box that I value than the fork, because there's just nothing on here. It's just a plain purple fork. You know, at least on my Urban Art, they put a logo. Like, yeah, the signature is fake, but something about it, I could at least say is signature.
Let's get through headsets because chat's going off. They want to see the wheels. I don't know why. Wheels is a big deal over here, bro. Wheels are. Everyone's hollering about wheels now.
It's just, these are things you forget about. We already know what the sought-after wheels are. It's just like, oh, didn't think about that fork existing.
Also, there's a bunch more wheels in the office that I didn't grab, but whatever. Let's just show them
we'll leave all that out.
the ones we grabbed.
That's all the clamps.
Might as well-
Tight.
This one on the bottom
We've already seen
and this one. Yeah, I was gonna say these two only because they're the same company. If you wanted to go right into them, we could do clamps after wheels.
Yeah, this is actually
whatever.
This is Martini.
That's the Zach that he
This
actually
is
rode.
Zach Martin Proto.
I swooped it after a session. He was gonna throw them away or something of the sort. There might be something wrong with them, and I think I swooped them. And that.
What's cool too is when we did his OG Pro slot, it's got him with the Martini glass.
Yeah.
So he's got multiple, and you can match with Zach Sig between different brands. Like obviously these should match because it's Proto, but you could match technically the Martini glass with the Heligrip one. It's around here somewhere.
Oh, with the Heligrip sheet. Yeah, with this logo there.
Yeah.
Yup.
So that's kind of cool. Those are technically the ones that match. Didn't he do that with the Zia logo in his wheel?
His last clamp matched the ZM3 grip tape. I was gonna look to see,
Yeah.
but I don't know exactly where the ZM3 grip
you
tape
gotta
is.
know how to match your SIG products.
I don't think we made it. We didn't make a sticker of that, did we? No.
Damn, this wheel is crazy. I never realized how blemmed out. So this wheel's extra special because it's like one of the most sought after wheels when it came out. Like we couldn't even get this for a while.
Here.
It was
Oh,
so
I just
bad.
realized there's more protos too, but there's that one, and then there. Here's a pair. Here's a pair of the
this is
black
the
one.
original.
Yeah, those are the original. That.
So these are the original. I don't want to take it out of the box.
You can.
You
can.
I don't like messing with stickers.
I
and
bought those. I'm
everything.
pretty sure. Maybe Andrew gave me a pair.
These
I asked him for
are.
them, but
I
yeah.
would have bought these too, but I couldn't get them. And was
No,
like,
didn't you buy the see-through one, or Andrew gave that to you?
like, I think Andrew gave it to. Yeah, Andrew gave it to us, but he could only give us one.
Yeah.
That was the thing. We couldn't get a set, which is fine. I wouldn't have ridden them anyway, but it's nice to have a set. I don't know if they have their own special box, so it doesn't really matter as long as you have the one to show. But dude, you could even see how the urethane like comes over right here. It's just, this is one of the, I don't know. I feel like this is one of the more coveted wheels. I don't know historically if people are gonna want it as much, but as far as a product coming out and people jumping on it right away and not having to wait 10 years.
And of course, we're a little
That's
bit biased, right, with that wheel. I mean,
yeah,
it's young Bruss.
We've known Jake since he was, I don't know, 12 years old. So to see this product come out and he incorporated the sloth, you know, so in a way it's like a weird, it's not a collabo, but Jake, you know, took Heligrip imagery and put it in with the Proto wheel. So that's really cool.
Yeah. I always love that.
So that would actually be, before we did the Proto collabo, that was almost a faux labo, if I may. That was good, faux labo. Does that look good? That looks good to you?
Yeah. That's cool. I'll fix it later.
It even says Jake Sorensen. They spelled his name right. Andrew, nice. Got the name right. Those are those wheels. I don't know what I like more. I gotta go just with the black on black and with the gold, but dude, of all the plasmas too, this was one of the dopest.
Yeah.
I guess did they do a Stedman plasma? Because that would be,
I think they did a bunch.
yeah, just
It was whatever, wasn't it whatever cores he had left over?
Yeah.
So.
It just works with like the space theme and then the constellation.
Someone said they got a pair of Jakes.
Yeah, dude. The thing is it sucked that I couldn't get a pair that I could also ride, but that's fine.
One last proto wheel.
That's the last Proto?
No, right there, right here.
Yeah, this
Now that one.
This is...
Yep.
I've never ridden a pair of these. We actually have a good amount that we got from Andrew, who was nice enough to give a good stack so we could send some to homies, but it's still like I just can't bring myself to ride a single pair of these because I value them so much. And it kind of just came up where I did a little mock-up design and joked about it, and I hit up Andrew's like, dude, I think that's how it happened. And I was like, dude, look at this. And he's like, bro, we've been wanting to do the same exact thing. So we kind of had the idea around the same time. to do like a rip-off logo, because even we were doing some knockoff, you know.
We've done a bunch over the years.
We've doing stuff where we're not trying to steal, but we're almost paying homage, and so
Yeah.
this was us and Proto wanted to pay homage around the same time. So I did this logo. It's easy, you know, it's just font, and then I took our sloth arm and mimicked it after the yak one, and then TGE just kind of cleaned it up and everything and made it so you could print it. So yeah, the Hella Proto tribute is just meant to mimic. I mean, everyone knows it's supposed to look like a yak wheel.
Yeah, they're staying in the chat. They know.
I was nervous that someone might like send a cease and desist or something, so that's why I was really like, I don't want to ride these.
Because Yak's still in business. They're still making them
Yak
wheels.
is very much in business.
Yeah.
And I don't think legally they would have cause, maybe, but I also figured like they would see it and know like
It's a compliment.
Yeah, it's a compliment. Like, are we really threatening you guys? Like, are we threatening your business with these wheels? Especially such a small run. It's not like the River Blue wheels, where there's thousands of pairs. I don't actually know if there's thousands, but
I think that's the coolest collab we ever did.
yeah. What was really cool about this too is it was pretty fast. From like concept to like it being in our hands was a few months, if that. We even actually, fun fact, that would be a cool grip tape to bring out. There is a matching or an attempt to match a grip tape. And we did have a sample printed, but we just never got around to doing it. I think that was my bad. I had some more stuff I needed to do to help finalize it, and it just kind of never happened. But we do have a prototype one. A little sticker there. So yeah, we've got a few of these. We probably honestly got, other than TGE, we probably got the most pairs. Which makes sense.
I think we had the most now. That's still brand new, yeah.
Like, I'm sure shops have 0. Riders have at the most one they bought to ride and one to keep. But we've got the rest. So props to TGE for doing this with us, because they could have easily just put like proto scooters. You know, like the idea didn't need us involved.
But the arms and it being an animal base, I mean, it makes sense to have it be.
The arms did help out.
And we're like a historical brand,
Yeah.
So
it made sense. And, you know, we were part of the TGE family for forever. They really helped us get off the ground. So this is almost an homage to all our time together with Hella Grip and TGE.
And the Proto family.
Yeah, the Proto family. And they're all still family. We could get these out of the way.
Knock these out.
These are some Urban Art wheels when wheels are first getting bigger. These are their 125Es. The thing is, they sent these to me, but they didn't have forks at the time that I could actually ride them with.
Didn't they come out at the same time as your Sig fork, right? And they didn't even fit in it?
They were supposed to, like... Here's the thing. They sent a fork that was big enough, but it was for 30mm wheels. And I'm like, I need, like, one for 125s. And then, of course, unfortunately, always with the first round, I had the McKeans, which are way sicker because they're SIG. And these... Oh, no, these are.
I was about to say, aren't these the McKeans?
I had the doper ones that were, I think, red and white, and I really liked them because they were more unique. And those dehubbed within 5 minutes. And it was me dehubbing it. I wasn't doing anything crazy. We were in Barcelona, and I was just like, not another crappy part. But this is also, you could see how, like, the weed logos were really blowing up. So that's kind of cool. And is it double-sided?
Just the weed logos.
It's a pad printing on one side, but yeah, the little ingrained. So this was like their first attempt at 125s, and a lot of brands' first attempt at big wheels. I think this isn't even really a thing anymore, right?
No, I don't think so.
Like if you're doing 125s, it's really 115 by 30mm. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of a unique size to have.
Someone says, send me those, bro.
Nah, hold on to these. Thing is, it's like like the last wheel I'll show is that it's like this, where you could ride it, but they would snap instantly or dehub.
Yeah.
Plus Maxime, LeBaron's a legend, and I wanted to keep one of his things. I'll show that one last because I think that's the coolest wheel that I personally have. That isn't like associated with the homie. This one, I don't know where the other one is, but this is the McKean SIG hollow core that matches his deck. We'll see later. What happened here is the bearings got stuck in, so I rode them for like a day, More than a day, obviously. And I forget, I messed up something and the bearings got stuck and I went to hammer it out and just the bearing core came out and I don't know how you get this out. Someone who has a machine shop could do it. And I do have another one, I think, or maybe I just bought these as singles.
I think they were sold as singles too.
Yeah. And so that's why they're still pretty decent, even though they're a little scraped up. But it's because I couldn't never get these out. And in hindsight, I'm glad I could never do it because at least I still have this, and even though it's dinged up, you know, I forgot that McKean even had a SIG wheel, and so the fact that I'm one of the very few people who still has the McKean deck, it's like this means that much more that it's pristine. And then Fernando Young, I don't know why I got his Hollow, no offense, but it was the same situation where the you could see right there or somewhere a piece of a bearing is stuck inside. So maybe I just got these because they look similar. And this was my first attempt at the hollow cores, and I'm like, well, I'm never riding these again. They like, they trap bearings. But then again, like I said with the wheel and fork, I was so bad about just trying to do things correctly that I was smash stuff. So I blame District for these shitty hollow cores, but it's 50% my fault. They were very light. And then this, what is, oh yeah, this is just an Aztec wheel.
Probably
It looks really cool though.
left at the apartment.
Yeah, someone just left this here. For when I first saw it, I was like, oh my god, what is this old wheel? But I could see this being really cool just years from now.
Like literally, Jake left
Yeah.
this wheel. If you watched our Instagram live from last week, it's still sitting there.
Now these weren't as special at the time when we got them because we're like, oh, this is just the first of tens of thousands.
Oh wait,
to
Josh
come.
just said something maybe that you'd care about. Hold on, let me read it because it's about the wheel thing. He said they started matching out. Machining out the center wall in the core. You didn't have to outer casing of the bearing getting stuck. Okay, I don't know what that fucking means.
Well, that's what's stuck in there is the outer casing of the bearing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but they started.
I just couldn't get it out. I'm like, what do you do? Like, it's in there.
Josh hit Addy in his DMs and filming on that.
Well, I'm not gonna try to get him out anyway.
But yeah, there's the three.
Yeah,
Amigos.
So these are the three Rogue wheels, and they're all. Or one of them's not. Yeah, they're all gummy.
They're the gummies.
This was Dan Barry's company. This is. I think he had two versions. Right?
And we have pairs of all of these. We just
We don't have the ones that you screw together.
No, we don't.
We don't have that. These
Or
are like,
the Tyler Bonner 6. There was Tyler Bonner 6 that came out.
If you had that,
Yeah.
that's a Holy Grail. So these are the Rogue wheels. He gave us a stack of them. Aren't there more somewhere?
No, there's a pair of each of those. I just grabbed one of each color.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so we had a pair of green, a pair of blue, and a pair of red.
Yeah.
Someone rode the green. I think Bruss rode them for a moment. Or was it you?
No.
I think Bruss, maybe.
I think, bro, I kind of was like, because I rode for Urban Art at the time, I was like, I'm just going to ride their wheels. And these were prototypes, and they didn't do, let's see, Lucky
No,
Speed
look
bearings.
at the side. Yeah, it started coming apart. I think that's why they
Yeah.
got swapped out.
I think what happened is this was just a bad batch, which, like, with wheels, that's going to happen. Like, no fault to Dan. Like, Urban Art, all the wheels busted within a couple minutes, a couple seconds.
Don't get you started on Razor wheels, huh?
Well, the Razor wheels...
You were popping those like no other.
Yeah, they shouldn't have lasted as long as they did. But if you landed any sideways, those things were popping out. But when I rode for Razor, the first thing I asked for was just a stack of wheels. Like, forget the scooter, I need wheels. And that was when, like, you could get a pair of micro solid cores. But they were $100. So wheels have always been expensive, the aftermarket ones. These are just really cool because Rogue, you know, they fizzled out. But it's tough, you know. Doing wheels is one of the hardest things, if not the hardest thing to do. So it's not a surprise, but that's why these are really special. And a lot of our collectors here is the prototype ones are the ones you really want to look out for.
Another thing that was left at the apartment.
Yeah. But he didn't. He
gave them to him. Yeah, he gave them to him. Yeah.
But then we found out that they were a bad batch, so it was like, well, I'm not going to try it with these ones. We know what's going to happen, so might as well collect them. I really just appreciate the colors. They're very unique. You don't really see this with a lot of other wheels. Just like kind of darker tones. And then...
I got one other pair of wheels
yeah.
that I just got recently.
Oh, yeah, the Delaney's. Paid full price for these or what?
No, gift. Gift
Yeah.
from young Delaney gifted me those wheels.
Damn.
I asked her, but she gifted them.
Damn, they packaged this nice. They got some foam in there.
Yeah.
The rabbit. I almost don't want to touch it because my fingers got like, grease on them.
It's fine.
Those are super dope.
I think those are out now available.
The problem with a lot of stuff, or it's not really a problem, it's just kind of us. It's like, I don't ever want to ride these. I just want to collect them.
No, those are hanging on the wall
Yeah.
or sitting on the wall of fame.
And that was with a lot of stuff. I was like, I'd rather ride the shittier product just so I could keep it pristine.
Yeah.
But like, if you're sponsored, you don't care. You get so much of it. You're just like, whatever. You don't think about it at the time.
I think there's some other ridden wheels in the office, but I didn't grab them because they're pretty beat up.
This is the last wheel. I think, honestly, this is the rarest, one of the rarest items we have.
Yeah.
Because I was in China on an urban art trip, and Kevin DeMay, the owner and designer of Ethic, was in town, like, visiting factories, and they hadn't started Black Pearl wheels yet. And he left and just, like, left a pair for us. Like, oh, you could have them. Like, they won't work. And even showed us, like, oh, yeah, they would break right here. But for some reason, he just left them there for us. And Georgie and I were the last people to leave on the trip. And they were sitting there on the table. So Georgie Lewis took one and I took one. But these are the, even though it's the Ethic design, was it supposed to be Black Pearl? I can't remember.
I mean, you told me the story.
I just forget. Like this.
They were coming out with Black Pearl at the time.
Yeah.
So I think you assume that that's what those were supposed to be, or if that's what they became when he did a revision of the design.
So this wouldn't work if you wrote it, but this is a straight up prototype from the man himself, Kevin DeMay.
Yeah, very special.
So this one is like, whoa. I mean, I obviously knew not to ride it anyway, but I have a few prototypes here, and those I covet more, or cherish. I don't know why I keep saying covet. More than anything. So this is, and it's just the fact that it's gold, like, oh, so dope. So Kevin, I don't know if you want this back, but
you gotta come here to get it.
you gotta come here and maybe give me a snow scoot or something, because I'm sure he's got a bunch, but I just think that's so dope.
All right, we got the two headsets. One
And
of
it's
you
a
go.
brand I don't have a lot.
I go.
This-
Yeah, that one first.
this
Oh,
Urban
not the
Art
other
one.
one.
It's just a whatever. I don't even want to open it up. It's just a fucking dumb headset,
Oh, skip it.
right?
Yeah, you can skip it if you want.
Yeah, it's just a headset.
It's
It's mass produced. There's some axes on the side. I don't know what that's all about.
You just had a hammer, so then they kept going with the.
Yeah,
You know.
it's kind of. Yeah, I'm gonna go there.
Yep.
It's primo. That's cool.
And the other one you just flipped
Now,
over.
This is the best one.
That's mine.
This is the collector.
You have one
headset.
too, if I'm not mistaken.
I rode mine though like an idiot.
Oh.
I rode it like an idiot.
The piece that's important is right there.
Yeah.
There's a little note
this
inside,
is the
but don't read that
Josh
note.
Young film strip tilt headset. Tilt's best headset that they've ever made, both form and function. And you got the Tilt logos right there, which is very rare. A lot of headsets, I don't even know if they went through and branded the actual bearing part of it. So that's really cool. And I think I want to say, like with Nathan's, do we have a custom letter in here?
Yeah, we might just leave that in there.
Well, we have a custom letter from Josh, who gave this to us personally. Traveled all the way from Michigan to hand deliver this.
No. He shipped us a box of stuff. And also it was when he was living at TG.
Well, what about, how do we get the note? Oh,
It was inside it was in the box, yeah.
I saw the post-it and was like, that was one of our stack of post-its. And to TOS.
I think it says 2B on one side, no? Yep, 2B.
I'm
Yeah, because
sure-
one said Addy, one said 2B, and mine had the TOS on it, yeah.
I think I still have the headset and all that somewhere, but it's just so busted up, you probably wouldn't even know that that's what it is.
I had that set up in the office next to my computer, and then when we moved here, I just kept moving it with us.
Yeah, we knew though. We're gonna have one to ride, and then yours was gonna be the collector one. Is that all the small stuff? Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, we might as well get to decks. And
Let's
that's
do it.
the first deck, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
so.
because that's what I'm saying. Like the prototype stuff is
Same number bearing part as Odyssey headsets when they were and it disappears. Whatever. The comments on this when I'm on this version of live,
They go fast.
they appear and then they vanish. Like on the thing ad, it appears right here and then it just
and then
vanishes.
disappears.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Go one more time over all of this. We got the wheel collection.
You know, this is kind of a cool wheel. If you look down here, this is from the first batch of Rivers. This is the very
I'll
first
get on this
batch.
side.
Andrew gave me a pair, and that's when I rode that and was like, okay, there is such a thing as really good wheels. When you ride those, especially those first, I mean, the Rivers now are fine; they're just as good. But wow, we went.
Is that a proto on the back end? No, can't tell.
Looks like it.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, this just might be like a proto blem when they had a bunch, and Andrew sent some.
Yeah.
Hooked up the homie with some blems.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's got some bubbles in it. That's okay with
Got
me.
the pat bars on there.
Yeah, this
grips.
is the Urban Art deck.
That's Big Red. I ride that scooter. It's a little tall
This
even
wasn't
for me.
the Hella Grip one was. This was just the Primo.
No, yeah, it's just a red
The
deck.
regular Primo.
Yeah.
All red.
You literally, I feel like, set that up, and then I would ride it every now and then.
Yeah. Oh,
And that's why we never cut the bars.
The headset's the Vault. Nice. Yeah. I set up the Scoot just for a photo.
Yeah. Then
I never rode it. It's too small.
I've ridden it a bunch.
Yeah, it's a fun just cruise around because the bars are super wide and the deck's hella small.
Yeah.
But yeah, I rode that proto down. It is like flat, or that river. Sorry.
Grab that, Addy. That'll be the first one. We'll grab both. Yeah.
This is one of the.
Well, we'll go over this one first
Yeah.
because that one goes to the first deck.
So this goes to. This is the Razor Phase 2 prototype deck. And funny enough, Razor was as good to me as they could be, but the day I got this deck was the day I officially quit Razor, because I had been waiting forever. And they promised that they would like stop doing, kind of like the childish decks and do a more like actual pro deck. Because the pro model was great, but then they went on the cheap with it, and they got worse and worse. And so for years they were promising, like, no, we're going to make a real pro thing. It's going to be a different brand. It'll be Razor, but it's going to be called Phase 2. And I finally got it and set it up and wrote it, and it was the most rattly thing ever, and still tiny, that I was like, okay, I'm officially done. And I'd already been kind of on the outs with them because I had to wear a helmet all the time, which you should wear a helmet. But just at that time and place, it was like, you can't be putting out street footage wearing a helmet. But, make your own decisions. Wear a helmet.
I'm not gonna chime on that, but we'll move on.
So this I think that's why it was so rickety, was this brake design. But by then, I had been talking to Addict or McKean, and I was about to get on Addict.
So you were told.
So I was told, but then there was also Urban Art thing had just started up. So at the time I thought, like, oh, I don't ever want to be sponsored again. I only want to be a Razor rider. And
Josh just doubled down with you too. He just said he quit shortly after as well.
Yeah,
Josh and Addy were out.
It was more like it had just run its course, and there were more brands popping up that were more like street oriented, or just not like super corporate. Like Razor was becoming more like just the toy brand. But I love them, and they were always, as good to me as they could be, but it's a big corporation, so they couldn't give us everything we asked for right away.
Nothing but love for Ollie.
But I mean, dude, it's got the Razor logo right there. Other than that, there's no way to know that this is a Razor deck.
The Razor, let me see that.
It doesn't even say Phase 2 on it.
Yeah, I like that.
As far as I know. So, and I don't know if any other deck, and I wonder, this might be the John Radke design. It's got like the X through it right there. That's kind of cute.
It kind of looks like the Dirt Scoot, which is in a pile of stuff back there.
Yeah.
You can see it. Does that have your sig bars on it too, Ad?
I think it does.
Yeah.
I think the Dirt Scoot has my sig bars. Oh, we don't really have bars today, huh?
No, we only have one pair. We don't have to go bars. We're already at an hour or two.
You know what? The most important pair is up there.
Yeah, the Donatellis.
Well, yeah, but the buff bars.
The buff bars are there too.
And you can see, I think I had to cut them because they got stuck.
You can once again see Addy beating things.
Beating it got stuck. I think it was the IHC was the one where you put the star nut, and I forget who, they used the car to pull it apart. I just got pipe cutters and a saw, but I knew I wanted to keep those. Like, I was dumb and threw away my first Razor scooter, Old Blue. And I remember even when I got a new one, I went outside and I was just throwing it in the air and smashing it, and I regret that every day. I really wish I would have kept those Razor products. But I knew by the time the buff bars came around, like, you got to keep that.
The size difference of the buffs versus the affinities is crazy. And I think that's a pair of maybe Urban Art in the way back, the silvers.
Plus, those bars probably weigh as much as all this stuff combined. Not really, but anecdotally speaking.
Josh says to hit him up when you need help putting together a scooter. He got you.
Yeah. Really, it's like just use some grease when you put it together. It won't be so hard to take it apart. But also there were some really bad designs out there that we dealt with.
So the next one is the TSI, the red boy.
TSI. This is another one that I've never bought in any other TSI but this, and I got it the moment I saw that they were out, and I knew I was getting it as a collector's edition, and I just had a little bit of extra money at that time, so I was like, $220 for something I'm never going to use? Yeah, that's a good idea. But it was just so unique with the color and how they did what, I forget what you call that, like buffering or something. And with the TSI logo, and it was signed by Matt Tom. So at the time, I knew like, oh, this is dope, collector. And right now, it's too small anyway. I would not ride this now, but this is my only TSI, and it's to me one of the more collectible ones, just because it is. They made it to collect, you know.
Yeah.
The only tough part was like, oh, do I do green? I think it was like green and red were the options. I wish I had the green one, in hindsight. But dude, dropping $500 for something I was never gonna ride. Love that deck.
And the next one has a little story behind it as well.
Brandon James. This is one of the probably the most expensive design that they never even had to pay for.
I don't know about that.
But as far as like nowadays, if you had to get an artist to design a deck, because wasn't this like a famous?
It's a guy who
designer?
did Samurai Jack or something like that.
Yeah, like this is a cool design.
I was really into it, yeah. And I'll be honest, I flexed on Addict to give you the real backstory, and we'll give him the shout out now. I mailed him and was like, or emailed him or whatever. I was like, yo, send me a deck.
Yeah.
We'll make a post. And then I never made the post, and not out of any kind of spite. I just didn't know what to do with it. And then I was like, I don't want to put grip tape on it.
Yeah, I'm so glad you did.
Kind of hard to put, kind of hard to make a post without putting grip tape on it. So it just never went down. And then when we moved in here, we hung it up. I kind of forgot about it for a while.
I made that mistake, dude, and that's what the next deck. I made that mistake, and I just remembered that, and now it's kind of boiling my blood that I did that.
You can still try to fix it, but point being on this one at least, show the graphic one more time. Because it's really this deck here is just literally all about the graphic.
And it's got the blacksmithing there, and I love the little Addict.
That was the second batch of Addict, and that kind of leans into the next one, which
heavy deck.
Yeah.
But this was big.
But shout out Addict. Thanks for sending us the deck. Thanks for sending it to me.
Deck, especially now, just where Addict's at, it's so good. Oh, whoa.
And Brenton James, what a legend.
Whoa, did you notice this? It's dented.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Is that why they sent it?
Maybe.
Yeah, you could have this. I don't even know if you could get the headset in there.
So maybe they sent me a.
Well, we're gonna ride it anyway.
Yep. Well, and now I don't feel as bad now that you pointed that out.
Plus,
I think we noticed that though when we first got it.
Yeah, it would still work, and I'm sure you could fix that if you have the right tools. Josh, where you at on that? What I really like about this too is it's like. It's a decal that they like heat treated on there or something.
Yeah,
but
heat transferred it.
Not
Yeah.
just like a sticker, unlike the next one we're gonna see. But I didn't realize. So we have the two Addicts next to each other. This is probably the one of the objective holy grails of scooter collectibles. This is probably for me one of the top 10 collectible items you would ever have, if there does exist one in scootering. And obviously I'm biased, but this deck. You could see I gripped it like an idiot because it was in the early days of Instagram, and I was like, I need a good post, so I'm gonna put together this deck and act like I'm riding it, but I never did. I just did it for the photo, and like I'm so pissed because the grip tape's been on there forever and it's covering this. But other than that, this is a McKean prototype. This isn't even a real McKean mass-produced one. At least I'm pretty sure that's what he told me. And he and I went to Woodward for the very first Woodward scooter weekend.
Yeah, check the Overshow YouTube for that video.
And he gave this to me as a gift just for like hosting him and giving him a ride to Tehachapi from Concord. So what does this say? Designed by Bitch Boy, Addict Scootering, Matt McKean, Shrednar. And I want to say it's a prototype because of right here. Like, you could tell this would just, like, not hold up. These little holes back here. I don't know what the purpose of that was. Maybe, like, hanging it up for welding or something. I don't know how any of this works. And you can see it's just, like, is this just, like, a sticker they threw on there? But yeah, this is probably one of my more cherished things, other than the last thing I'll show you.
Yeah.
Because, like, McKean's a legend, and, you know, we came into the scene around the same time, and just overall, again, like, objectively, he's a legend. You know, he would be probably the first round of inductees into the Scootering Hall of Fame. Would, without a doubt, be McKean. And so the fact that this is another one that was given to me by the rider himself, and it's a prototype. So it's just like, whoa, that's crazy. So that one, I knew right away when I got it. I was like, never riding that. Thank you, Matt. I hope he didn't think I was supposed to ride it. So yeah, and it's just crazy seeing how small it is. But it's fucking lightweight. And that was it. The thing that I love almost as much as the deck is McKean even told me, he's like, bro, like, hold on to this. He gave me the brake to go with it. And apparently these are really hard to get, and they break right away. Brakes that break. Because they're made of, like, plastic and they wear through. So even this addict brake that goes with, I think this is probably, maybe went with Peasley's. I don't know if they had different ones for each deck. Because wasn't his green?
Yeah.
Does this even say on it?
This is Addict.
It just got a bunch of little Addict logos. I don't know if you can really see it.
No, not really.
And it's already gotten, like, dirty just from
Being the plastic.
I don't even know. Dude, the bolt for this, I have the actual bolt that goes with it. It's in my toolbox. I don't even know if I can match it up now. I'm an idiot. I should have left it in here. But yeah. The fact that I even have this plastic brake, it's almost as dope as the...
Colored Aztec. God, Aztec. Jeez McGee's. Addict brakes are super rare, someone wrote.
Yeah. So I've got the green one. I don't know what the other ones are. They might all be green.
Yeah.
So that's that. Next one is it's just so crazy seeing these two. And this is over the course of what, a decade? The difference between what was, at the time, this was like so revolutionary and like the street deck from the Street Company. Just see where we're at now with Jake's. So this is Jake's Aztec, right?
Yep.
I don't know how much we need to go into it. It's so self-explanatory. Of course we would get a Jake deck, and of course we would never ride it, because like the wheels, we collected anything that comes out with homies. We'll usually get it and never ride it.
Well, shout out to Dom, too, because he did give me a fat discount on that.
Yeah, dude.
But I bought it day of. The day that dropped, I bought it.
Like, some stuff, like TSI, I probably, like, they're so chill, I could have asked, like, hey, man, you know, let me get this, but I just went and bought it, you know? Like,
And I didn't ask for a discount on that one. He literally refunded me some money.
Yeah.
Which was like, damn, thanks, Dom. Shout out to Dom.
Yeah, we had one time, like, they contacted us, like, the vault, like, is this actually you guys buying this? Like, this is weird you're willing to pay. And we're like, yeah, no, it's all good. Plus, you know, it looks good for the riders,
I mean,
too.
it's a beautiful deck. The one thing I would say about Jake's deck is I wish he would have gotten to do the red head tube, because that's, like, kind of his own personal sig, is that he paints the head tube red.
Yeah.
You know?
Is
But
there anything on the other side of this?
I don't think so. You can take it down.
Oh my god.
It's a heavy boy.
Barely get
It's a heavy boy.
Heavy. It's like I could barely grip it. It's so wide. It is actually very heavy. You can feel it in the head tube. But as it should be. There's nothing on that side. It's just really cool to have. Plus, just a great design too, and because it's local-ish for us. Like, outside our office, you have this view of these mountains. So
Yeah.
this is from the backside.
Well, don't.
I mean,
You're
what's
not
the-
going to get all the deets, but yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's all relative.
It's
And
all
then, of
relative.
course, this one is like, it just gets more valuable personally, not monetarily speaking, just as time goes by, because now that TSI is officially closed down, it's like instantly, boom, this deck is even doper, but it's sad, like I'm not hyped. You know, you don't want this stuff.
I mean, we're hyped to have, I mean, that's two of our little bros here who are up on the wall now too, though, at the same time. Like, I was so hyped when that deck came out.
Yeah.
So proud.
It sucks because it was, a year, if that, from when that deck came out to when TSI...
I think it was, I want to say less than, right?
Yeah, less than that.
Yeah.
I'm just so glad we got one of those.
Yeah,
And I love how it's just raw.
Another one that we purchased, and we got I will say Matt Tom gave us a great discount on that as well.
And is that one of the few where that's actually the rider's drawing.
I
Jake didn't draw
think
that,
that
right?
might be the only one we have hanging up here that is the actual drawing. Yes,
Like this is
Matt drew that, dude.
Matt has this tattoo.
Matt, you know what?
though, right?
Matt might have drawn that too.
You're right.
But Matt drew Jake's. Jake's is drawn by Matt McKean.
McKean drew this.
Matt McKean drew that. That's a
No
Matt McKean
way.
drawing. I'm almost 100%.
That's even better that these are right.
Because look, it kind of reminds me of the Passage when you look at it. You're like, yeah, that's got some Passage vibes.
I see it.
No, yeah.
McKean has this tattoo
Kev-
on his arm, I believe.
Yeah. I want to say Matt drew that, but maybe not. Maybe one of his buddies did. But Kev definitely drew his. That's a Kevin Clausen drawing and deck.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken by the story, too, Kev didn't know that they were using the drawing for that or what have you. So, pretty cool. Pretty awesome.
The Cooper one is one of the few cartoonier drawings that I really love.
The Cooper one, the story really behind that, I don't know if you know, was after Phoenix had gone out of business or was right about to go out of business, they did a blowout sale.
Yeah.
And your boy was like, blowout sale.
Let's do this.
I'm buying it. And actually, if you watch the episode, I think we deleted it or whatever. The scene, I don't know. I don't remember it already. But when my information was already on the Phoenix website,
Oh, yeah.
that's why.
Yeah.
My address was in there because I purchased this deck. Because Coop's the good homie, as everyone knows. HG dude. Had to have it. I love it. He's a big cat guy. So for him to incorporate his cat onto the deck, awesome.
And now I have a black cat. I've fostered a black cat. Or I'm a stepdad now to a black cat, so I love this one even more. And I moved up to the Pacific Northwest, and I'm only 20 minutes away from Cooper. So now I get this whole scene. Total PNW.
Yeah.
Bunch of cats out in the woods.
Small little
with
deck too, though.
VXs. Is that a VX 1000 or 2100?
I think it's a 1 because it has the tape on the side deck.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I always forget that they incorporated the camera. What's on the shirt?
Yeah,
like a little hidden
maybe the
gem?
Phoenix logo? I think it's the Phoenix logo on the shirt.
It could be. I'm afraid to like strap.
No, you
this.
shouldn't do
But
that.
You want to get this where I finally... Oh, yeah, it's a Phoenix thing.
Yeah.
The logo up there is weird. What is that on the side? Is that like the logo for the style of deck?
Yeah, what was it? Oh, there's his name too.
Yeah, the Cooper.
What was the name of these?
Yeah, they got
Ion?
Phoenix.
No?
Oh, that could be where it's like all in there. You just don't realize it. They pulled a T. Yeah, you can see the N, the I, and the O.
Ion deck? And they made it for everybody? Like, because isn't that the same deck Hag rode, but he was riding the John Reyes?
Yeah.
I want to say Kingsley got the hookup for Hag on that, if I'm not mistaken. Shout out Kingsley.
You know what's funny is that would match real well with JD's Sig Grip because it's got the same stump and the rock in the foreground and then the tree.
And it's
in
a
the
full print.
background.
And it's a full print.
Yeah.
And the sky and the whole thing,
And
yeah.
It's got an animal. Like,
Yeah.
This is, I guess, we kind of, with JD's, we bit the Cooper.
Well, it's not that.
There's a lemur
It's the deck, even in skateboarding, because of the length, like the drawings are always going to kind of, if you're drawing that kind of scene, it always ends up kind of looking like that
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah.
Because even if you look at Jake's, it's like, look at the foreground, you got the
So
plate,
true.
and then it goes up, you know what I mean? Which is different with your deck now that we're over here.
Yeah, now we're
You
on-
went sideways with it. Like your logo looks better horizontal.
You know, you're right. I never really thought about that.
Most decks over here are vertical printed. Yours is the only one up
Yeah.
there. Yours in the end district one.
Well, it's because I knew I wanted it to reference Bart, so it makes sense that it's sideways, and I knew it was going to be raw. So the inspiration was the Bart train, which is the local train here. But because Urban Art's and like you could see my logo, the UA Addy, I did that. I just took the Bart logo. But then Urban Art is a French company, so they added, I think Anton hit me up the other day and was like, what's with that bunny? If you go to France, all the trains, they're like warning signs about like, don't be an idiot, watch the doors, have that bunny.
Well, also show my age a little bit, and you'll remember there was a Jackass
there's
segment.
a Jackass scene where they dress up as the bunny and they go around, and I didn't get it at the time, but then when I went there, I was
Well, they
like,
filmed the sign too. The end,
you're
either
right.
the beginning or the end of the segment. I think it's the end of the segment.
Yeah.
He's got his hand in the door, and then it cuts to the because of that Jackass segment, I love that bunny on there.
Yeah, my beef with it is they tried to make it all edgy, and they basically did like the most little kid. They added like this graffiti there that just is not integrated at all. It says AMC because Addison McNaughton, but why would I put AMC? So that I kind of
It's a movie theater.
AMC movie, and then you can see my signatures up there, but it's like a word word processor generated.
Wait, where is it?
signature.
Where's the
See
signature?
next
Oh
to the
yeah,
AMC?
yeah.
And then the doors are all like, what the hell are those doors? And they're all pixely, and it's just. My base design was just the train. I wanted it to be clean to look just like the train, but then they thought they had to like add more to it. So the rabbit I could have even dealt with, but I honestly wish none of that was there. Maybe just the rabbit.
Just the rabbit. The
But,
rabbit
like,
would have been
a better
funny.
job. They just I don't know what they did to like render the graphics, but they're trash.
Yeah, they're a little pixely.
So it was one of those like bittersweet moments where I finally get the SIG deck. It's my only SIG deck, but I'm like, this isn't what I asked for, and I said please don't do that, but they did it anyway.
Here, let me grab the next one though, because the next one isn't that cool unless we see the side of it, and I'm taller, so I can reach. So here, hold the phone for 1 second. I think I'm tall. Maybe I'm not tall enough.
Dude, and it's the plastic one. Oh, this is it. I was just gonna put the ladder up.
I can't get to it. Alright, yeah. Fuck, dude.
No, you could see it from
You
here.
can see it from the side? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So-
people got to see me struggling. All right.
So this is one of those nice things where a brand wanted to collaborate with us, and actually, they followed through. So that's kind of a huge collab because that's the deck. That was also a collaboration with Animal, and I don't know if I could tell that story.
No, say that for another time.
Because the whole Animal thing was a bit of drama.
Yeah.
But
Animal was on the box, and it came with some parts, and
It basically they didn't approve for their logo to be on there, and it upset a lot. Of
on the
people.
box too. It's not on the deck.
It was on some. This must be the second Primo, right?
No, that was the first. That's the one that we did the video with.
Because the other one is raw, and it's got all the logos.
Oh,
and it has
that's V1.
Yeah.
This is V2. Yeah,
This
my
must
bad.
be
You're right.
V2.
This is
I don't
V2.
know where V1 is.
This
I
is
must
V2.
have it at home.
No, I didn't know what you meant. I didn't know what you meant. No,
How do
no,
we not have
no.
it?
All the decks that are sitting. Oh, you know what?
That's an urban art.
But that's not the
just
same.
whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever. Yeah.
And these are.
That might be a Primo V3 after we did not do the collaboration.
Yeah.
Because we did the collaboration for both the first Primo and the second Primo.
And the second.
The first Primo we shot a whole video for
Yeah.
here in California with Georgie, yourself, Young Bruss.
And then the second was the Spain.
The
video?
second one, you went to Barcelona and shot it with JD, and if I'm not mistaken, Rudy Garcia was the
And
filmer.
Javi.
Rudy Garcia was the filmer?
Yeah, Rudy was the filmer.
Yeah, so the second one was them.
That was a great trip. And that deck's crazy because I think on that one, not all of them, some were laser engraved into the deck, so that logo ain't going away. Versus others are like, that's just gonna wear off or scrape.
I don't think the second one had our name on the side though, like this. I mean, my bad. The first one.
Is that laser engraved?
No, it's print. It's print.
Yeah.
I think you're thinking of the first one.
I mean, we gotta get up there.
And the final one, dude, doesn't matter. That's just a deck that you, Addy, rode. And I think you did a bunch of, your career tricks on it.
I honestly, I've got so many urban art decks. But
No, that's a
there's
district. The last one is. This one, the one on the far end.
Oh, but that's the.
No, it's not. That's in the office.
Oh. Really?
I should grab that for the ending, but. Yep.
Oh, this.
That's the first sheet.
This has the first
Sheet.
sheet of
Yeah.
color grip that we actually made.
Yeah, and the other one here, I'll show them the other
Yeah,
one real
I'll
quick.
get the other
Grab that one. I'll grab this. Big Ron. Big fan of Fats. Fats, you have one of those too, don't you? Yeah. You don't you? Didn't he give you one of those? Yeah.
Oh, banana this deck. Cracked head. Too.
Nathan.
Did Nathan banana?
No, not the Nathan you're thinking of. A different Nathan. Scooter homie, one of Anton's homies.
You got two. This is Nathan's deck. Nathan Flamongo.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You could do why don't you do the urban art first, and then you can go that.
Well, the urban art is just.
No, I meant that you could ride the Primo and look at it. That was kind of why you were going up
Yeah,
there.
right now I'm up here. Yeah, this is not laser etched in.
That's the second one.
Yeah. It just says UAX collab hella grip. Nothing here. They did all this weird like tribal-y stuff.
Yeah, they were really into the tribal at that
Yeah,
time.
you couldn't do that nowadays, but they tried.
Oh, there was the sticker pack.
Yeah.
I now
That's
remember.
in a bin around here.
Yeah.
Was that right here?
No, I don't know.
That's
Well,
good.
next time. Oh yeah. The deck was. I thought you meant the sticker pack.
We
We'll look
could
for that
up-
next
now
time.
That I'm here, you can look at these buff bars. Oh my god, dude! Feel how heavy they are. ADA Racing.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and that's with the piece cut off. I used to keep. Oh no, maybe I had 2 pairs. I used to keep this in my car
No, it was a different one.
as like it was some buff.
It was a buff bar though, yeah.
But as a security, like if someone tried to mess with it, I'm gonna bash you with my buff bar. Then I'll get interviewed by the news and give them some promotion. Yeah, I totally hammered that. Dope.
Oh, and then the final one. Oh.
So yeah, this you can see is the first sheet of Hella Grip, super tiny, but the very first like concept for Hella Grip. You did like a cutout at work, right? Using the laser
using my
machine?
well Mac air pressure, but
so
yeah.
That's the very first sheet of like Hella Grip. If we were gonna do like our own operation, as far as like,
Well, when me and you even fucked that up, we went over twice like a dummies.
yeah, we're just gonna spray paint every sheet and like just do it by hand. That's the very first one, and it's of course it's supposed to be Oakland A's colors, but it matches the deck. I swear I always got the green district because that was like the cheaper one, or that was the one that was usually available. Everyone would go for like the black one or gold, and I was like, no one wants that gross olive green that matches with nothing. It looks like puke.
Yeah.
So I think most of my districts are that color. And I wasn't riding for them. This is after I left Razor because I wanted to ride a square deck, and I was paying full price. I just tried to get the cheapest option.
Nope, wrong. Give me that one back. Yep, take that one back. Yeah, let's just do. We've easily covered an hour, and to be honest, my arms are tired. So let's get to this last one so I can put my arms down. Oh, I should have shown it. Oh, I have one last thing too. I'll show real quick. Everyone thought it was April Fool's joke, but they actually made the Mike Holman headphones by Aztec. If you got these, you're a true baller, man. That was on April Fool's, man, like 3 or 4 years ago, easily. All right.
Probably collectory now is like these dirt scooters.
Yeah, but whatever.
And you can see my Sig Bar logo there.
Yep.
It's just a sticker. I think all the bars are like the same. They just put a different sticker.
Yeah,
on
Javi had the same ones.
What clamp is that? Oh, that must
It's
be
the
the
phase 2 clamp, yeah.
Yeah. The last thing I've had forever, but it is, I would say, if there is one holy grail of scooter stuff,
Yep.
it's this.
The ultimate holy grail.
It's the ultimate holy grail.
Yep.
And you cannot get this anywhere, not even on eBay, unless someone just put one up. And it's the Razor Ultralight Carbon Fiber. I think they only... I remember back in the SR days, someone had promoted it on there, and it was like, I forget how much they were charging, like 200 something bucks, which in hindsight is not that expensive, especially when Razors were already like $100 for the cheaper end. They made these was like their first. You could tell why this is a big deal is that at this point in time is when you realize that scootering was becoming like an action sport and not just this cool toy that was like the Christmas of '99 toy, that it was growing into something bigger. So I know they knew it before then, but this is kind of one of their first attempts to be like, okay, we want to take advantage of this sport, which was a little weird for Razor because when I rode for them, they would say that like they kind of thought this was a fad, you know, and they didn't want to invest. What took them so long to invest in other products like the Phase 2 is they really thought this was just going to be some, like, as far as it being a sport, it was just going to die out. I don't know the full backstory about how they even decided to make this. I do remember, I think it was NBS4 is the video where some of them are riding them. It's like Mark Atkins has one and he snaps it. But that was like the, whoa, these big dogs got him. And how I got this, before I even show it, is when I got on Razor in 2005, they were doing the trip to Japan every year. And so, like, I got in July, and then in October of that year, I was going on the Japan trip, and they had like 10 of these left, and we were meeting some guy in Japan, who was like an English, like from Britain, or England, like a rep for them, and he wanted the like last 10. He was buying them either from Ali, I think from Razor, and they said like if you bring up, like if you could like bring up 5 in your bag, Ollie brings 5. The guy said he would give me one.
Josh wrote a bunch of shit about it. Yeah.
So that's how I got this, and I didn't know if they actually would. I don't even think they. I brought it to Japan with me. They shipped it to me with my very first Razor package, where I got like my first thing of scooters. Where it's like, oh my god, I get to be one of like, 5 people sponsored by this company. So they sent me this, and I knew right away, like, oh, I'm keeping this. This is very rare. Again, I think Josh probably knows.
He said it was a German dude, not English, but I don't know. I don't know if that matters. Yeah.
This is a German guy.
Josh would know.
Yeah. So they actually hooked it up and gave me one. And the only thing I regret is I actually rode it once at the skate park because I just had to.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Because, well, we might as well take it out and then discuss more. Like, I knew it was rare then, but I know maybe I always thought, like, oh, I'll get another one or something one of these days. Because even at the time, oh no, I took off the plastic cover too, so this got scraped.
Doesn't matter. You ain't selling it.
I knew, like, you could find one at the time that I got this. It was tough, but there was, like, for the longest time, there was one on eBay, and you could still find a listing for it, but it's not like you could actually buy it. So this is the full carbon fiber, and everything's still on it, original, but you could see the wheels are a little scuffed because I rode them at the skate park. Dude, I might have even once, I was so desperate for wheels.
I was about to say, did you switch those out? Those look...
I took the wheels off because I was super desperate, which is why one's way more worn out than the other. And then it just hit me like, dude, you need to keep the wheels because it's a black core.
Yeah.
Most of the clear ones are a gray core. These are the very few black core wheels. So I ended up putting it back on. You can see it still spins like really good. Better than any Razor. And what was rare is it has a plastic bottom for grinding. Which I realize now is because this fiber would have just ripped up right away. This is before like AO. Like it would be years later that AO started putting those plastic decks on, but
pads yeah,
little pads. But Razor is technically the first that I've seen. I did like a couple grinds. It's deadly. It was so fast on skate park comping. It was instant deadly. So it's not pristine. I did ride it once or twice, and it is like any Razor you get on now. It feels so flimsy. It feels like it's about to snap. But it's got the original. You know what? I never even realized this. What does that say right there? Super light? There was something weird where it's like, it says super light, but then they branded it as the ultra light, almost like they went back on the name. It's still got the warning. I love it too, because this was the only time I could remember that they had rubber. I mean, there's a lot of things that I think only are on this guy, which is, Jesus. Will that even pop out? There we go. Yeah, it's got the rubber ones instead of the foam. So this is their idea of like, yeah, we're gonna make this super pro. Anything else cool? Let's see. You got the Razor there. You still got the little thing to hold the bars. Razor logoed out. Special wheels. Any other parts? The patent number, of course.
Where is that?
The patent number on the brake. I think it's because of the spring in the brake. That's what they patented. Well, I could even see this little fork thing is different up there. Now, what's interesting, I want to know, is when you actually get it, you could look in. It's almost like you could see the wood interior that the carbon fiber is wrapped around. So is this some type of, like, wooden deck?
Yeah.
That's wrapped in carbon fiber?
Yeah.
Brandon Kilbury, he's a carbon fiber expert. I imagine, dude, this head tube. Look at that. That's impressive. And you could still see the ultralight sticker right there. It's pretty faded. It's mostly just dusty.
Yeah.
And even the grip tape they did on it.
Yeah.
So this is something, I mean, I wouldn't part with any of these parts, but this is the one that's like, bury me with this. You know, put this in the casket. I'm going to be cremated, so and don't burn this. Hopefully not anytime soon. But this would be the one I'd say throw in there with me. It's going to the grave. It is interesting though. I swear it says super light. So they must have made this part and then changed the name. I don't even want to step on it. But you could see, like, it's definitely a razor. It'd be flimsy. It's just nuts, like, how big my foot is compared to that we used to ride these. And it is hell of light. Like, it's not, I'm sure you can make, like, a titanium scooter that's like that, but this is pretty light. And overall, I mean, again, wish I never rode it, but it's still in amazing condition, and we know it's authentic because of this authentic razor.
Well, and you got the box.
And you got the box. Well, that's another thing. That's something we should finish up with real quick.
Well, let's wrap it up.
I just want to see what's in the box.
Oh, okay.
You know what?
Well, yeah, we'll fold it afterwards, yeah. Although I want to get one last thing on there. The warning sticker.
Yeah, the warning sticker.
Classic razor warning sticker. It's so good.
I used to just instantly rip those off.
That's how you also know it's authentic. You got that
Yeah.
classic razor warning sticker
I got
on
a
there.
bunch of razor parts back home. Nothing special, just spare parts. I don't know why I kept them, but maybe I could rip off a sticker. Here's the box. Carbon fiber kick scooters. Weighs only 80 ounces. What does it say? Steering column, patented brake, easy fold and carry. Anything cool on the bottom?
Look at the color of the wheels on the box, right?
Oh yeah.
And then look at them in real life.
Yeah, they're a little yellow now. I do remember they were more clear. They were more like this.
Yeah.
But it was mostly the black core that I was like, oh my god. And I kept everything that came with it as far as I know. These what the hell? Oh, that's for the, getting the fork off. I don't know why there's two. Maybe I just threw one in here. RZ Cruiser. Wow, there's even an ultralight manual. Interesting. Wow, it's got the strap right there. RZ Cruiser only. So yeah, it's in there. I don't know where the ultralight part is.
I think there's one instructions for both scoots.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
RZ ultralight. You got everything. Inspect your razor. There's no, like, info on this at all. I don't even know the original promo for it. Like, how did they promote this scooter to people? I feel like it was, like, maybe just on their website. Also, the fact that
I swear Josh wrote in the chat that it was unreleased, but I don't know.
I know you could get it, but I want to say, like, did they, like, slide into the forum? Oh, I've got the original,
Allen key.
Allen key. I don't know.
They were never
what was
released to
in
the public.
here.
Josh is doubling down on it.
Here's more Allen keys. Nothing branded. Razor PO box number. What is this for? Return this card now for free recovery service. If this is, I dare you to give this back and take a bride out of crime. Product registration. Does it even say, like, RZ? National Bike Registry. Wow.
Pretty much could only get them if you knew a certain person at Razor.
Yeah.
Josh said.
What are your interests and hobbies? Team sports, cycling, reading, Razor brand reputation. Are you or your spouse a homemaker? Retired, a federal employee. Man, they really want to know what you're into. Have a dog, have a cat, own a compact disc player, donate to charitable causes, member of a frequent flyer program, own a CD-ROM. Do you own an Apple or Macintosh computer?
I see IBM.
Subscribe to an online/internet service. Own a cellular phone.
Have a cat, have a dog.
Yeah. Needlework, knitting, sewing, flower gardening, as opposed to just gardening. Listens to records, tapes, CDs. Surf the internet. Wow. Watching sports on TV. Money-making opportunity. Well, I'll say this for a different time.
We could wrap it up. I mean, we've got an hour and a half or over that now.
This is one I've shown a few times, but it's one of those I'll never get bored of showing it off. Oh, made in China, 2001. Wow. Yeah, my most cherished. And now that I know they never actually released it, it just makes it all the more valuable. But you can find the posting online. I forget what website it's on, where someone like breaks it down and has like a little bit of info.
All right.
But that was dope. That's everything.
That's
We
everything.
have more, but this is kind of.
Well, that's not everything, but that's like a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff on the decks. Cool. Well, we will be back with a normal show, maybe later this week even. We will see. This is kind of last week's show that we're now doing today.
Yeah.
So we're a week late from last week, but here you go. Busy week, exactly. And check back in, like, subscribe, follow, turn on the notifications or whatever the hell. And yeah, that's it.
And don't try to steal this, please. You won't make any money off of it because I will find you
Yep.
on eBay.
Yep.
And I know who all the collectors are. I will go there.
Anton.
Anything hidden in here? That Razor logo right there is really key. Again, the box is almost as cool.